Hi friends, welcome to Happy Oat Home. So today I am going to show you and take you along as I make a spring mantle. Spring weather is coming along. We actually have some trees that are beginning to bloom. I know it's the beginning of March, but hey, we'll take it, right? Our temps are mostly in the 50s and the 60s, and I can see the little tulip buds that are already starting to sprout. So it is time to change our home up and bring in some more floral colors and give it more of that spring vibe, because I am definitely feeling spring coming along. So I hope you all are too. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to play around with a spring mantle. I am in our living room sunroom, and I know a lot of you are familiar with this room because I have a very large mantle in here, and I create seasonally. I change out the mantle. I'm sure many of you saw my Christmas mantle. And then I turned it into a winter mantle, and now I'm going to try a spring mantle, something that I've never tried before, but I have some tips and tricks that I want to share with you. I hope you will follow along. If you like the video, I hope you will like and subscribe. And I just have a few fun things that I want to show you in the room. So at the end of the video, I'm going to do a reveal of the room. I have this new table that I'm really excited to show you with a tablecloth that I just recently purchased. It's very pretty. I like it. I think you all will too. I'm going to change some things around in the room and, like I said, just bring in some more pastel colors. So I hope you will follow along. And let's get started on this spring mantle. So let me tell you a little bit about what I'm thinking about for the mantle. This is the flocked garland that I normally have on here for Christmas, and it hangs down on both sides. I am going to be removing that, and I have two pieces of green garland under that. I'm going to be keeping one piece on, and I'm going to create a spring swag. And we'll see what that looks like. We'll see if it turns out the way that I'm hoping. But now I'm just going to be taking the flocked garland off, putting it away, finally getting rid of everything that is Christmas and wintry, and bringing in more seasonal, lighter hues for the spring. Okay, so that was a bit more struggle. What I forgot was that I had attached the flocked garland to the greenery with wire. So that's where I was getting stuck, and that took quite a while to figure out the attachment points and how to and where to unattach them. So anyway, so I got that done, but this is what it looks like. This is the very first layer of garland. You all know that I use chicken wire, that is chicken wire underneath, and I attach this garland to the chicken wire, and then I attach the flock garland on top of it. So what I'm going to do now, just to make it a little less formal, I have two pieces up there. I'm going to take one piece off and just use one piece as the bottom layer for my spring garland and see how that looks. I think it's going to work. It's not going to be quite as formal, which is fine. You know, I leave the more formal look to the holidays, but you all know I love this whole chicken wire trick that I showed you for my winter garland, and it's just a great way, and you can leave it up all year long if you want and just keep changing out seasonal garlands. So this is going to be my spring. I can do a beautiful fall, you know, I already have something envisioned of what I'm going to do for a fall garland since I have this up. So I do plan on leaving it up all year. If the spring garland turns out nice, how I think it's going to look in my head, I have several things that I'm going to play with. I don't exactly have decided how it's going to look yet, but I have bought several pieces and I do have a particular look in mind. So hopefully that's where we are now. All right. let's continue on with this. Okay, so actually I had 4 pieces of this garland up there, and I took the 2 off of the side, which were cascading down on the side, and I left 2 of them up. So I have not touched these 2. These were original. I just had 2 additional ones on each side. So I removed those 2 and I left these up here exactly as they are. And now I'm going to work off of this and I'm going to build a spring garland, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so what I did is I raised those 2 pieces of garland up just a hair, so they weren't hanging down quite as low in the middle, and they are attached on the sides with wire, so I just moved the wire and just brought it up a little bit so it still swags down, but just not quite as much. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these pieces of greenery. Got these off of Amazon. I have 6 pieces. I'm going to add 3 to each side, and then I'm going to build off from there. I'm going to kind of separate them a little bit too to make them a little bit more full. They are wiry, so you can do that, and pliable, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So you can do that and make them appear a little fuller. So I'm going to do that and see how that looks. So I've added in 1 piece here. I'm going to add in 3 on each side. Here they are. Kind of separate them a little bit so they fill the space out a little bit more. And I'm just tucking them into the chicken wire and having them, again, they tuck very easily because the chicken wire holds them, but just having them kind of hang down and just be an extra layer on the garland. So that's 2, and look at what the difference that makes already. I'm gonna add a 3rd one. You can see it over here in the corner. Have that moving a little bit more. So the next thing I have these bunches of roses, and I love the color. I got these from Hobby Lobby. It comes in a bunch like this, and I am going to individually cut them. And they're just these really pretty pale pink garden roses that just look so nice. They had many different colors and styles, but I'm really drawn to this particular type of garden rose. I love them. And they're just perfect for cutting too. So I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they'll be the perfect length. And I'm gonna just intersperse them into the garland. Yay, is that gonna look great? Okay, so what I've done, I have cut all of the roses and I've already started inserting them into the garland. You can see 2 pieces back there, and I have a couple other stems left over. So that is what I am doing, and I am just gonna build the garland out. I think it's already starting to look really pretty, and I don't know, maybe I should even like add lights to it. What do you think? Like for the evening, just some maybe small little fairy lights. I don't know, play around with that, see the way it looks. But I mean, it's very pretty for the daytime. It just adds a big pop of color to the room, and I really like it. I have several different colors that I'm gonna play with. I have some pink, and then I have some roses that are a little bit off-white, and play around with those. I even have a little bit of yellow, see how that looks. But I'm already liking it, how it's turning out. And it's just adding a lot to the room. I'll show you the room at the end when I'm done with everything, and I have this new table that I'm dying to show you with the tablecloth, and everything's just, yeah, kind of turning out. So I'm gonna continue on with this, and let me show you how I am just tucking them in. And since they're wiry, you can turn the heads towards you. So just sort of building it out like that, like this. And see how the flowers are facing forward? So it is very easy to do when you have the wire, the chicken wire underneath. fill that out. Isn't that pretty? Just the pink and the green. I just love that color combination. So I'm going to continue to work on this. So I wanted to show you some of the other flowers that I bought. What I normally do is sometimes I just overbuy because I don't know how exactly I want my garland to look. And then I use certain pieces and then I return the rest. So I did buy too much. But let me just show you a few things. I play around with it. I'll, put it up and see if I like it. And if not, obviously, after I've cut it, I can't return it. But you just have to kind of play around with it. And it's just all depending on your own taste, on what you like and the colors you like. So you can see I bought those really pretty pink garden roses. I also bought these white ones. So I'm gonna put them up there, see if I like it. If it's too much, then I'm just not gonna use them. I bought these small little yellow roses. Again, if I use them, I would just cut off the little pieces and add a little bit of yellow in. I don't have a lot of yellow in this room. Do I want that pop of yellow? I don't know. I'll have to kind of play around and see the way it looks, see how I feel about it. But if you like yellow, absolutely add yellow into your garland. These are brighter pink, again, the very small little roses. I can tuck these in very nicely. Again, I only have one set, so I would have to disperse them between the two. And some white, I will add in little pieces of white. Again, cut all these little stems and add these in. And another great thing when you're looking at places, like Hobby Lobby, go into the wedding section. And lots of times you'll see florals in the wedding section that you won't necessarily see out in, where they have all their stems. So that's where I actually got this. And then I also have these other pink roses. They're a little bit of a darker shade than those up there, but those are pretty. I don't know, maybe I'll put them in the center, maybe I won't use them. I don't know. And this I probably will use because I really like the pink in them and the additional light green color and texture that this bunch adds to the garland. So I think I'm definitely going to use this one and cut it into several pieces so I can use it on both sides because I only have one. And another thing I think I'm going to use is this bunch here. And these are, you can see, long stems of little white roses. You can see that. And I can cut them and just add them in. I think this is going to give a lot of dimension. So I think I'm definitely going to do this one, these three. And then the others, I don't know. We'll see. But let's play with it and see what looks good, see what we like. Okay, so I've added all of those different bunches that I showed you. And I just put them on top of the garland so that I could get a visual of the colors that I like and what appeals to my eye. And again, this is a tip for you. You put them up there, sort of see how the end product is going to look and pick the colors that appeal to you. I like the very muted colors, the pale colors, so that is what I'm drawn to. And especially the colors for the room and for spring, I'm drawn to like those lighter pale hues. So I do love these. They go spectacularly well with the garland. Those are probably a yes. These, absolutely a yes. Just love the green. Now that I look at these, even though I like how long they are and how I would be able to intertwine them and give it the garland a very whispery look, now that I'm looking at the color, they just look a little too lime green to me. So I'm thinking no for those. I do want a little bit of white, so I'm thinking yes for this. The yellow, no, probably not for the same reason, even though I do like yellow and it would brighten up the room. And yellow's such a cheery color. But probably for the same reason, probably gonna stay away from the yellow. And I'm kind of on the fence about these little pink ones. They are more of a real, true, traditional pink, not as muted, but they are small, so they're a maybe. So that is what I'm thinking, and kind of undecided about this. I'll wait until the end. I don't know. Maybe I want to do something in the middle here, or I don't know. This may just be a little bit overkill. I don't think they're necessary because I have all those pink ones. So that's my thought process for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the ones that I definitely want to keep and then decide about the ones that I don't. Like I said, I love these. This color just plays off of the pink in the garden flowers so well. So just do a little separating of the branches. Again, I cut them all, so I probably have about 9 of them. I'm just going to place them, kind of tuck them into the wire. See how pretty it plays off of the pink. It's really just a beautiful color. They go so well. You can spread them. All those together. Can you see it? I'll do a closer up when I'm done, but it's starting to look really good. I'd like it. And I'm going to add the white ones as well. And then we're going to see where we are, see if I want to add anything else. Okay, so what I've done is I cut the small little white flowers, and when I tucked them into this area up here, I thought that they took away from this, and the color overpowered it, so I just put them on the side. So cascading down on the side of the garland, a few little white pieces in the corner and down the side. And I just put, I have this bunch up here, trying to decide. I just put it there, and I'm trying to decide if I like that look, which I think I do, adding more pink to it. And you know what, on second thought, I also, I have this bunch here, which I said before, is looking a little lime green, but now that, I just put a single piece in, I do like it. I think I just like the dimension of the extra small roses because they're a different size than these, as are these. So having the smaller roses, I'm really liking. So I'm gonna continue to play around it, show you my thought process, and of course show you everything at the end. Okay, so after looking at it some more, I think what I've decided to do, no with these, because even though I like the wispiness of them, it's just taking away, in my opinion, from the overall design. So I am going to add in the very small roses. And I am actually going to add in a few more of these. I want to stay with the pink and the green aesthetic, which I'm really liking. And I'm feeling like these other colors are just, again, kind of taking away or not adding much to it. It's not making it look any better. I'm not liking it. So again, it's kind of what your eye likes. And when you're putting something together like this in your home, maybe you think that another color draws it out and makes it all cohesive, which may be the case, but I'm really loving this addition, and I feel like the small little roses bring this out even more, and other small roses are taking away from it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add more of these. I'm going to continue playing around with it and then show you where we are. After playing around with it, I think I got the colors and the design that I like. And what I ended up with is the pink spray roses. I added in a little bit of lavender, and I added in these white ones that originally I'd put on the corner, but I decided to add them to the top to give it a little more girth. So that is what I ended up with. I added more garden roses, and now I'm going to do the other side, work on the rest of the room, and then we're going to see how everything looks. So stay tuned.